Hey mums, it's Dr. Ritz here, consultant counselling psychologist. I'm here today with Nessa Organics as one of their experts to talk about mental health and some tips to help you get through as a mum during this time. I'm really excited to be talking to you about this today, especially because it is Maternal Mental Health Week. So I think it's really important to be thinking about our mental health, putting our mental health needs first, and looking after ourselves just as we would do with our physical needs. So, mental health, what does it mean? What does it look like? It just means that actually understanding that as long as we are experiencing feelings and emotions, we're actually going to experience all feelings and all emotions. So it's not about that we're meant to be happy and excited and calm all the time, that we've just had a baby or about to have a baby, or we've had a baby for a few years. Actually, no, mental health is about understanding that all feelings and all emotions are totally normal, and it's important to be honest about it and speaking our truth and finding people that we can talk to, can connect with, whether that's friends or family or mental health professionals, people that we know that are not going to judge us, that have our backs, that we can start to open up and have some honest conversations about pregnancy, about motherhood, and about mental health. So, how do we survive this? How do we put ourselves first? What does that start to look like in terms of our mental health? And today I'm going to share with you my 5 tips that I think can help you to start thinking about your mental health needs and how you can start to live a bit of a healthier mental health life for yourself. So let's start with actually waking up in the morning and setting your intention for the day. And what I mean by that is set your self-care intention. What is that going to look like for you in terms of 3 tiny things that you're going to do for yourself during the day? So for me, what that seems to look like is just actually taking a minute to just brush my hair in the morning, because I remember that at some points I used to find that I could literally go a few days with just this mum bun on the top of my head, and then I think to myself, gosh, I haven't even brushed my hair in 1 or 2 days. And I think just taking the time to sit down, just brush your hair, it's really, really important to just give yourself a bit of that mental health space to just look after your needs and whatever feels good and is going to make you feel good. Other things that I might do for myself in the day would just be kind of maybe putting a bit of lip balm on in the morning, even if I know I'm not going anywhere and I'm not going to see anyone. But just small little things like that that are just going to make you feel good and going to lift you up a bit. Another thing might just be listening to your favourite song. We all have that one song that really kind of like gets us in the mood, makes us feel quite warm, quite good, quite nice inside. And that's something else that, I might be doing. So I might wake up tomorrow and those are my 3 things that I'm going to set as my intentions for having a good day within myself. And that will be brushing my hair, putting on some lip balm and listening to a nice good song that makes me feel good. Number 2 is practice being more present with yourself and with your child as well. Often we can kind of sit down and go to interact with our child, and then immediately we can get distracted in our own thoughts, either like thinking about the past or racing forward to the future, or even like, I put my hands up and say, I kind of go and grab my phone, wanting to take a picture of what's going on, and then can easily get distracted into something else. And actually, being present is so important in your mental health, in staying grounded and in staying connected to what's going on and not activating our threat system that can then start to make us a bit anxious or a bit depressed. So how can we begin to stay more present? How can we begin to live more in the present moment? Well, there are a few things you could be doing. You could be doing a mindfulness practice, so listening to a guided meditation. You could be naming 10 things that you see in your immediate surroundings that you can touch and what they feel like when you touch them. So that's a really good sensory way to bring you back to the present moment. Or you could simply, go and get a glass of water, fill it up and drink it really slowly, noticing what that sensation feels like, noticing the coolness or the warmthness of the water, noticing how that feels as it goes down your throat and into your body. So just small little things like this that can just help us to feel more in the moment, more present, and more aware of where we are in that moment, and feeling a bit more grounded with that too. Number three is actually, something that's really changed for us during lockdown is that we are in our homes pretty much all the time. And I was thinking about this recently, actually, in that when I did have me time, so if that was maybe going to a Pilates class, or even just going to do the food shop, or going to meet a friend, or anything like that, you would have that time as well where you would leave the house and where you would come back to the house. And so for me, sometimes if I was going to one of my exercise classes, on my way home when I'm driving home, and then finally when I park up the car, I might be sat in my car for maybe 5 more minutes. Than I need to be. Just maybe, just having a few deep breaths, or maybe just catching up on messages, or maybe just finishing off listening to that song on the radio that I quite enjoyed. But it was just kind of moments that you can carve out either side of that thing you might be doing for yourself. And I think it's actually really important to also be doing that in the home with lockdown going on. So, for example, if you kind of have 30 minutes or an hour where you're working out, rather than it being like, okay, it's only that hour I'm going to work out for, it's only that 30 minutes, or it's only that 20 minutes, maybe give yourself that 5 minutes either side of also that winding down time to just carve out a bit more space to you. Otherwise, it can be a bit chaotic. It can be a bit go, 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 go. And I think it's really important to just slow down and either ease in to that self-care time or whatever it is that you're doing for yourself, and ease out of that time that you're doing for yourself. Number 4 is actually stop the comparisons. So, and I think even more so in lockdown, where we've got a lot more time to think and a lot more time to maybe judge ourselves, I think it's really great to be finding out, what friends are doing and what friends' babies and children are doing. And, if you're genuinely interested in finding out, then, that's lovely, but kind of leave it there if you can. Don't then bring it back to you and bring it back to how you are as a mother or how your child is being, because that's really going to interfere in the process of how your baby or your child is developing, and also how you're developing as a mother too. Let that be more natural. Let yourself be guided by you and your baby or your child, rather than, the expectation of what other people are doing and the milestones they've hit. Don't worry about that. There's no need for that. Just come back to you, come back to the baby, come back to child, come back to right now, and just enjoy where you both are in your journey and in your experience. And then finally, one thing I really enjoy doing at the end of my day is actually naming 3 things that I'm grateful for that kind of surround my whole life right now. So what that looks like is one thing that I'm grateful for in the day that my baby boy has done, which can be something as, a laugh, or trying a new food, or just anything really that just makes me feel really grateful for him. And then number 2 is something grateful for that I'm grateful for in my home environment. So for me, that's my husband, and that's naming something like, for example, I'm really grateful that he cleared the dishes this evening, or I'm really grateful for that he did bedtime and I got to have a bit of me time. And then finally, one thing that you're grateful for within yourself. So within myself, I'm really grateful for being able to speak to one of my friends today, and that made me feel really good and made me feel really uplifted. So it's thinking about three things as you go to sleep, as you're winding down and ending the day, that you're grateful for. That's to do with your baby, with your home environment. So that could be anybody that you're living with, and also with yourself. So that brings me to the end of my 5 tips in how to look after your mental health. Really hope you've enjoyed listening to them. And before I sign off, I just want to say, to all mums out there, first time mums, second time mums, third time mums, you are doing amazing. And by doing amazing, I just mean that you're turning up. You're turning up for your baby, for your child every day. And that's what doing amazing is. And we all go through good times, and we also all go through really, really difficult times, but all of it is totally normal. So please don't feel that you're alone. And if you do, then please talk to somebody, please reach out, because they're people that care, they're people that want to listen, they're people that want to help you, and people that want you to know that you're doing fantastic. So keep going, mamas, and hopefully I'll speak to you all soon. Take care. Bye.